Hello everyone! Those birds back there. They're so cute. I love the way they dance. How are you doing today? Today we're going to be finishing up the last part of part 4, or act 4 of the Fontaine Archon quest, Cataclysm's Quickening. And last time we were still in prison, but some more things happened. Like Femine almost drowned. But thankfully, oh look, there's another bird. And there's Celestia up there. But Claran saved him because apparently the pipe he went into was contaminated with primordial water. Now that's not good because we also know that that is where we believe Child went when he escaped from the fortress of Meripede. And now that area is all flooded. And even if he's a good swimmer, it looks like there was no place for him to go when Femine went down there. And if Femine almost died, what happened to Child? But we also know that this has been something that was calling out to Child, and it might have something to do with his abyssal power. But I'm just glad that Linny and Lynette and Femine are all safe now because I didn't want them to be separated. Now first, I want to get the last anniversary gift, which is the bubble blower. A mechanism that can be used to create large amounts of colloid bubbles. Givalois, a researcher from the Fontaine Research Institute, developed this prototype. The original purpose was to create a large generator of gelatinous bubbles. Just as the project aimed to do, the bubbles so produced could carry some amount of water within them and move or hover stably in the air, potentially achieving the aim of being able to quickly transport water resources. However, as they were never able to find a material to make gelatinous bubbles of this type, the project stalled at the prototype stage. But it was said that the researcher Givalois' children loved the prototype bubble machine, so perhaps it would be possible to sell it as a toy? This machine is a product of Daddy's research, and it's called the Portable Aerodynamic Gelatinous Bubble Generator. Bubble is so pretty. Daddy, you're amazing. That sounds like so much fun. When I saw this in the trailer, I thought, okay, we'll put the party popper away for now, but actually, we'll do a few more confettis because it's exciting. It's in the week of the anniversary of the game, and it was also my birthday yesterday, and yeah, lots to celebrate about. Whee! Alright, we've got that, and then we are going to get the bubble blower. How do you use? Bubbles! Look at that! Oh, that's fun. That is so much fun. Look, itty bitty Uncle Baby can hang out with the bubbles. Yay. Alright, that's cool. I like these little like party themed little gadgets that they give us for the anniversary. That's so much fun. Alright, now to continue on and finish up the story because I think we are getting to the part that's going to be really exciting. You know, everything's been building up to this for this update. We're going to get the lore drop here. So here we're going to be talking to Wriothesley, who Linny and Wriothesley had a confrontation, you know, because Linny was looking for his missing siblings and Wriothesley was being, you know, he had his schemes and plans, but now I demand an explanation from him and Clorand about what exactly are they doing here right now. Oh, and Sijuin too.
Excuse me.
Hi.
I take it Mr. Fremonet's condition has stabilized?
For now, I hope.
Of course. I wouldn't have left the infirmary otherwise.
I've been expecting those two, but might I inquire as to the purpose of your visit, Miss Sijuin?
I wanted to check up on Miss Cloran. How are you feeling?
Yeah, you also summoned to the primordial water.
Mostly fine, I think.
But only for a little while.
If you don't mind, I'd like to perform another quick physical exam. It'll just take a few minutes.
All right. Thank you for looking out for me. I'll take my leave for now, then.
Okay, bye. Now explain.
Well, want to explain yourself, Wriothesley?
Yeah, explain.
Of course, but I'm not partial to the word choice of explain.
Okay.
How about enlighten?
Alright then. I'm prepared to be enlightened. Please enlighten us as much as you'd like.
But where should I begin? How about you start by asking me any questions you have? You can
Yeah,
start
this
with
time we have
whichever one you'd like to get
questions.
answered the most.
Compared to last time.
Then Paimon will begin. Did you know about Lenny's goals from the very beginning?
No. I just knew they were Fatui operatives sent to the fortress by the Knave. As for their specific goals, I only figured those out as you made progress on your investigation.
Okay.
You managed to monitor and stay ahead of them even though you didn't know what they were trying to do?
Well, we are in his turf
They
after
came
all.
here with ulterior motives. I'm quite adept at discerning what that kind of behavior signals.
Then why did you wait to stop them? I mean, I guess... Yeah, why didn't you stop them? Why did you wait this long?
Initially, I thought their goal was just to investigate Child's disappearance. Linny suggested that I had deliberately let him escape, but in truth, I didn't really do anything special to help or hinder him while he was here. Everything he did, from finding helpers to leaving this place, he did on his own.
Oh, okay.
Of course, it's inevitable that the Knave would make a big deal out of her fellow Harbinger's unexplained disappearance. I'm also quite curious about where that Harbinger went. So I figured I might as well let the Fatui do their own
Alright, so nobody
investigative
knows what
work.
happened to Child.
All I care about is the answer.
Except maybe
So
us.
you were hoping Lenny's group
Haven't
would
we have
just
an
do your
idea?
work for you.
You make it sound like that's a bad thing. Unfortunately, things didn't go as planned. I assume that Fremine has told you already, the ratio of primordial seawater around the fortress of Meripede is on the rise. The Forbidden Zone has always been Linny's target, and you got roped into that investigation after running into him. I began to intervene out of concern for your safety, and also to prevent the fortress from becoming entangled in more irksome matters.
Are the rumors true that you're also a former criminal?
That's a good question.
Now, why would you put it like that? Isn't staying here all day and serving as the manager of the fortress a kind of sentence unto itself?
Very true.
Another form of prison? I just happen to have some
Yeah, so
support from the
just a
rest
matter
of the
of
inmates.
perspective.
That's all.
Oh, right. Paimon wanted to ask, who invited Cloran down here?
Me, of course. I paid her good mora to come down to the fortress for some field work. As a champion duelist, Miss Cloran could be considered to be an independent party. I needed to find an
So almost like a
exceptionally capable
mercenary.
person to help me get through the impending crisis.
So you
And
can
saving
hire her to do
Fremine
stuff.
was part of that crisis?
You can think of it like that.
Who is the
yes.
other person?
Credit where credit is due, that boy is quite adept at diving.
Or rather, like...
Had conditions not been as hostile as they were, he probably would have found the missing Harbinger already.
That's true. The water wasn't going to kill him. He probably could have tried to investigate the area where it looked like nobody could get through. But I remember when Wriothesley and Clorand were talking, it was like... They're saying, I don't think she could have saved 2 people. I guess she's saying she couldn't have saved 2 people. That's why it's good there's only 1 person, right? Unless there is another person out down there. Well, we know there's another person down there. It's Child. So the Forbidden Zone really exists? What's inside of it?
That's not something you should be asking after. Neuvillette only asked you to investigate Child's whereabouts.
Okay.
All I need to prove to you is that the Forbidden Zone had nothing to do with the Harbinger's disappearance. That should be clear now that you've spoken to Fremine.
Okay.
We've already uncovered that there's something wrong with the infirmary, and we've answered a bunch of questions that you threw at us. Isn't it about time that you answer our last question in return?
You make a compelling case. Do you really want to know the answer that badly?
A little bit.
Wants to know.
Actually, now that I put it that
Even
way,
if
I'm
the
not
truth
sure.
may not be pleasant.
Not when you put it that way, no. But I mean, it's too late. We're already too far down into this case. So, yeah, I'm ready.
Follow me.
Oh, he's gonna show us. It'll be better if you see for yourself. Higher. Lower. You just mean the door, right? And the door has stairs. No? Oh, here. Let's see, it's still in his office. Oh no, okay.
There's a hidden door here? And a whole basement behind it? Huh. You're pretty good at hiding stuff, Wriothesley.
Well, this is
It
a very
seems
hidden
you've forgotten
place.
just what kind of place the Fortress of
Yeah,
Meropide
right,
is.
Paimon? A place full of secrets, and it's a place where they have prisoners, and a place... You just don't want to mess with this place.
Stand on the central plate.
Wait, is there a secret mechanism or... Whoa!
Elevator. Goodbye. We descended to the depths. Once everyone has taken their positions on the circular plate, slowly moves down. Oh no. Domain time.
So, this is the Forbidden Zone? Honestly, for a place so well hidden, Paimon sure doesn't see anything special.
Don't say that, Paimon. Paimon, don't say that. That's usually a sign that there's something even more wrong with this place. And that is... What do you see, Ether?
What a huge door!
There are 3 such isolation gates in total. Generally speaking, I'm the only one who's allowed to go
Isolation
inside.
gates.
Hence the name Forbidden Zone.
Okay.
Am I correct to assume you're going to run on back and tell your little Fatui friends everything?
I mean...
Paimon wasn't
Probably.
thinking of keeping anything from
We're
them.
not good at keeping secrets.
Well, I'd advise you wait until you've seen the whole truth of this place for yourself before deciding whether or not to tell them.
Alright, so that sounds like he's almost expecting that there's a chance that it's so bad we don't want to tell them. Because why would Ether not tell them? To not let them risk their lives, right? What is it? I don't know. Okay, can't use the bubbles. I was just gonna use the bubbles for fun, but it seems
So
there's
there's a
no
switch on the
lightheartedness
side.
down here.
Stand back.
Stand back. 3 doors. Purple area.
Wow, they all just went up one by one.
Then what's that in the middle of the room?
Go on, have a look.
I'm not sure I want to. Secret keepers and forbidden zones. I don't know. This looks like a really ominous aura. What is that? This room is really empty with nothing in here, which is quite strange on its own. There's also a device smack dab in the middle of the room, which looks like some kind of massive sluice gate.
I've been interested in what lies beyond that gate ever since I assumed leadership of the Fortress of Meropide. Of course, it would be unwise to recklessly open it, but it'd also be risky and negligent to simply ignore any potential danger that could be
Are
behind
you sending us down there to
it.
go
The
in there?
readings on that dashboard have not budged since the day when I first laid eyes on this place. But over the past year, the needle has crept upwards from its original position, likely because some parameter it's been tracking has changed, if only infinitesimally.
Is it like a doomsday clock? Is it like counting down to the apocalypse? Cataclysm's quickening. Wait a minute.
Normally I would have ignored it, but I happened to have some free time when I noticed it, so I investigated. Any guesses what the reading could be tracking?
The water pressure, the temperature. I mean, I assume those would be good, like, physical or tangible metrics to read if the apocalypse is going to be some flood. So, yeah.
Very reasonable guesses. I've
Okay.
considered both of those as well.
Yeah, I think it's a
Unfortunately, our
magic.
dashboard
It's
is
tracking some kind of
something less ordinary.
magic, like the release
The
of
temperature
primordial
should
water.
vary with weather and climate changes, so for something that rarely shifts, the water pressure is more likely.
Yes.
We ran a few tests to increase the pressure from the outside, but the readings didn't change at all.
Okay.
Later on, a few more possibilities occurred to me, such as a potential connection with the primordial sea. I began to make a few preparations based on that hypothesis.
Okay, wait a minute. The primordial sea... I know we've been talking a lot about, like, primordial seawater and all that. Is the primordial sea the same place as, No, I think that's the Dark Sea. Or where is the place that all of the gods that, like, survived the Archon War but lost, like, were banished to? Because that's what, like, something like that. That's where, like, Enkonomiya is. That's where, like, Orobashi went to, right? I thought that was more on the Inazuma side, which is on the other side of the map. Unless it's, like, a whole border around Teyvat. But I think this is something different, now that I think about it. Unless it's not. Unless it's not.
Over the past few days, the needle has moved again. With that, and the symptoms that Fremine displayed after leaving the fortress, I can now confidently conclude that the readings represent the concentration of primordial seawater in the seawater nearby.
So it is kind of like a doomsday clock.
The concentration of primordial seawater? But we're already under the sea!
And that is precisely the problem. We're at the bottom of the sea, and now we're surrounded by toxic seawater. Somehow, primordial seawater got mixed in, and the concentration is steadily rising.
So it's like it's like leaking, it's like poisoning the ocean then, right? Primordial seawater is continually leaking to the sea.
Yes, that's very likely.
But from what source?
What? Forget about the two of us! Not even Novelette knows where the primordial sea could be, much less where we could find and plug a leak.
That's true.
Oh.
Oh!
Seems like you've figured it out. I believe the primordial sea lies directly beneath this sluice gate. For some reason, the primordial seawater levels have risen significantly, and it's now very close to us.
Do you think that's why... I haven't really looked into the lore of the Fortress of Meropide at all. I mean, I've only seen what we learned in the story. Do you think the Fortress of Meropide might have been built, though, to guard this gate? If so, though... Okay, and... Yeah, that seems kind of likely. But the Gnosis isn't here,
The indicators
like Linny
are now
thought it would
red.
be.
Although the gate still stands, some primordial seawater has already leaked out and mixed into the sea around us.
It's red.
If
It's at the
this
very end.
continues, soon it will no longer be able to hold back the primordial sea at all.
And if the primordial sea is leaking through, if this gate falls, all of Fontaine will fall with it. Yeah, that's not gonna be pleasant.
Yeah, you know what the legends say. If this place falls, then everyone in Fontaine will be turned into puddles in the span of a night.
And the Hydra Archon will weep on her throne, all alone.
But that's just too weird! Why would the Fortress of Meropide be built right above a sluice gate for the primordial sea? Who built this place anyway?
Maybe that was its original purpose.
Your expression tells me you think this might be part of a vast, complicated conspiracy. To be honest, you might find the actual answer may be exceedingly boring.
Oh no. But that makes sense, because you know what? His office, Wriothesley's office, is right in the middle of the Fortress of Meropide, and this is directly under his office. So it makes sense that the entire Fortress of Meropide is actually built because of this primordial sea entrance it's keeping at bay.
It's just that the secret of the Forbidden Zone had been long forgotten by the nation before I rediscovered it with my research. There's no single founder of the Fortress of Meropide in any traditional sense. What we know about its history has been left to us by the people who used to live here.
Okay.
When the previous Hydro Archon, Egeria, ruled the land, all
Egeria.
convicted criminals from Fontaine were exiled. The people drove the criminals away like a wolf pack chasing away the banished. The criminals received no sympathy of any kind from the people. They were exiled to the desolate seaside, where they experienced only pain, struggle, and the bone-chilling cold. Some of them began to repent and prayed to the Hydro Archon, asking if there was still anything they could do. The Hydro Archon took pity on them and said, "You may go guard my secret, deep underneath the waves." And so, leaning on the power of the Hydro Archon, they gathered underneath the sea and began to build a fortress. They became a community down there in the deeps, and over the years helped it to grow.
Explains the
As the number of
culture here,
exiles
too,
increased, more and more people joined the
to
community.
repent and
When the first
pay
group
back
of
for what
exiles
they've done.
died, they left the yet unfinished fortress to their successors. The Hydro Archon continued to lend her support, allowing the fortress and what it stood for to continue growing ever larger. Before long, this dark underwater fortress became the sinner's only home. And with that,
And that's why it's not like a
the people
prison,
here stopped
a
referring
gathering
to the
place
fortress
for
as a
exiles,
prison.
just as Novelette
They
said.
saw themselves as repenting sinners who would regain their freedom once they had sufficiently redeemed themselves. But as time went on, people also realized that the fortress was a lonely place. Once they had gotten used to life here, they could no longer feel comfortable living in the overworld.
Yeah, so we've
Once
seen
they'd
for
finished
some
serving their
people.
sentences, some people left and some others chose to stay. They'd find some idle position and let their withered souls fade away with the ancient secrets of the past. After many, many centuries.
And then eventually the
Few people
secret
still
of
remember the
the
reason
origins
for the fortress's
became
founding.
lost.
Now they just see it as an integral pillar of Fontainian society, as the place where criminals deserve to be sent. Now and again, researchers manage to break one law or another and live out their days in the fortress. I learned all this from an elderly historian. Everyone else just thought he'd made it all up.
But now you know every part of that history is true.
And it makes a lot of sense, too.
Indeed. That's just as the prophecy says. If this gate fails, then everyone will be dissolved into the sea.
So even if the knowledge of why the Fortress of Meropide is the way it is has been lost, there have been some things that are retained. Like, it's not just people paying back for their sins, but it's also showing their gratitude for mercy from the Hydro Archon. So they didn't just die alone somewhere, that at least they had some kind of community and some chance to repent. That's kind of the foundation of this place, and you can see that that mindset is still very present. Which is pretty remarkable, considering how much time has passed and how the true history had been lost. And it seems to work pretty well here. But I agree. I don't think it was a good thing that this history being lost, because it does seem like it is not a good thing for this secret to have been forgotten. And I guess when Egeria died then does Farina know about this? Because if she doesn't, that would also explain why it's so hard to solve this prophecy. Because there's no one remembers where this entrance is anymore. Do you believe in prophecies?
To be frank, not really. But sadly, that hasn't stopped this prophecy from proving all too accurate.
Well, just like Linny said at the very beginning, back in Act 1, one of the first things it says is it's not really a prophecy, because prophecies, indicate that there's some level of uncertainty or like mythology to it, that we can't prove it's real, when in reality, the signs of this so-called prophecy are actually real and evident throughout Fontaine. I'd say it's beyond a prophecy and an actual happening instead.
Prophecies are troublesome things. Just hearing one will create the first wave of panic. Seeing signs of it will bring about the second, and actually witnessing it in real time, the third.
Well, if you're witnessing it in real time, it's kind of not a prophecy anymore. Unless it's an illusion. But, I don't know. This looks very, very real. As the Duke of Meropide, just what do you plan to do about it?
Let's go somewhere else. I want to show you something.
Something besides this? Okay.
This is it.
Hey, it's those
Your
two.
Grace, perfect timing. The results from our last round of experiments have...
Wait, Jurier, he's not alone. Huh? Lorvine and Jurier?
No need to panic, you two. I've already told them about our plan.
Well, you haven't really
After you warned
told
us not
us
to tell
what
a
you're
single soul
planning to
about
do.
any
You
of
just
this?
told us you're doing
I'm
something.
skeptical as well. Are you sure they are trustworthy?
Well, he's the boss, isn't he?
The results speak for themselves, don't they? These two may already know more than you could ever imagine.
All right then, if Your Grace insists.
Yeah.
They seem harmless enough, so I'll trust
Well,
them.
not
for now.
harmless enough, but
How
too
about
late.
some reintroductions? This is Jurier, one of the highest-ranked researchers from the Fontaine Research Institute. He used to work under Edwin. I trust that you've heard of Edwin?
No. No, but I haven't gone to the Fontaine Research Institute yet. I haven't done many of the world quests, like the bigger world quests yet, so... the answer's no.
He's the one who blew the whole institute
Oh.
sky high.
Wait,
Everyone
I
knew
do
he was
remember
a bit
that.
crooked in the head, but
I do
you're not
remember
a
that.
local, so
Well, I know the
guess
place
it's
got
possible
blown up,
for
but I
you
remember
not to
somebody
have heard of
mentioning
him.
the whole story of that.
Edwin's main areas of research were archium and gravimeters. As his assistant, Jurier is quite familiar with them as well. I hired him to be my technical consultant.
Okay.
You want to blow up the Fortress of Meropide?
I don't think... No.
Ah, what a lovely idea. I'm already imagining it in my head.
Gotta admit, I'm tempted as well.
I'm guessing that's a
focus.
no.
Focus.
I don't think that's a good idea.
That taskmaster over there is Miss Lorvine, and is also one of my technical consultants. While Jurier used to be Edwin's assistant, she used to be Jurier's assistant.
I see.
Ooh,
The
are
assistants.
they together?
The assistant's assistants. Paimon, that's not important.
See, everyone keeps asking this question. Are you too sure you're not a couple and just using your work as a convenient
No,
cover?
it's not important.
Your Grace, I am not in a relationship with this man.
If I dated her, I'd officially be madder than
Yeah.
Edwin.
Jeez, forget I said anything then. Follow me.
It's not always about just pairing up people.
Whoa.
Okay, that's a
There's
cool
another
gate, though.
door that goes right up.
Oh, it's so cloudy out there.
Your constant amazement makes it seem like the fortress can do anything.
Sorry.
But Paimon really thinks everything's super cool.
I have to admit, me too. I really like these like kind of like steampunk, technologically, somewhat like all the cool contraptions from this sort of era kind of place, right? Is this just a normal room?
Well, let's spice it up a bit.
Ether, when is it
And
ever
here you go.
oh. What the? Is that a boat? This is.
What a huge ship!
Oh, is that what
This is
people?
also a production zone that Paimon's never seen before.
This is what you've
What's
been getting all
going
the
on?
people to build pieces
How
for,
much
right?
do you know about Fontainian history?
Clearly not enough.
Not much at all.
Well, then maybe you haven't heard the story of ancient Lemuria. To give you a quick rundown, Fontaine used to be ruled by the Lemurian dynasty.
Okay.
According to legend, the Lemurian king Remus came to this land after being inspired by divine revelation and found the seer Sibila, who had taken on the form of a golden bee. Taking the golden bee with him and riding on a huge ship, the Fortuna, he created his nation above the surging
Fortuna.
waves. He called his nation Lemuria and used the Fortuna to incessantly search for new tribes and islands, calling on them to join his empire.
There's a ship in this story too?
You think it's the same ship?
Where there's water, there'll be ships. People believe that hope can always be found at the end of a voyage.
Do you believe that too?
To a point, I think. As you've already seen, I have a whole factory's worth of labor, materials, and technology at my disposal. Certainly can't hurt to give it a try.
So that's what you've been building
So the
with all these
moment I began to
pieces.
speculate that the primordial sea might lie underneath the gate, I also began this project.
Were
The
you
music was
inspired
really
by
nice
the
there.
legendary Fortuna?
Maybe. Fontainians need something to hold on to cope with the impending disaster.
This is a plan for the ages. Can't you share your plan with everyone? Well, he's going to have to at some point if he wants to save anyone.
Were the workers to find out the truth behind this ship, riots would destroy the fortress faster than any catastrophe. As the fortress's
true.
administrator, I'd never make such a reckless call. Alright, that's enough talking for now. I'll need another 3 cups of tea to soothe my throat. Do you have any other questions?
Do we?
Seems like you're good.
Okay.
Come on, I'll take you back.
I mean, plenty, but I think they'll be answered in due time. That's a beautiful ship, though. You see it? But it's underground. How are you going to get it
I'll
out
leave
of
you here
there
for now.
when it's time? Or how are you planning to?
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
No worries.
You shared a
But don't
lot of
forget,
secrets
it's
with
up
us.
to you whether or not you want to share what you just saw. What you do from here on out will likely affect those 3 as well.
He means that my actions now will decide the next steps Lenny's group takes. In other words, if I want to tell Lenny the truth, I must make him understand that we cannot afford excessive conflict right now.
We'll put a lot of thought into it for sure.
Yeah, I will.
Great.
Yeah, we will.
I look forward to what happens next.
But this also shows he trusts us. He gave us some big secrets there. And just letting calamitous tread, I don't like that. Basically leaving it in our hands what we do with the information that he has worked very hard to keep secret for now. So, do we tell them? I don't think Lenny's gonna do anything reckless again anytime soon. If nothing else, just to protect Lynette and Femine after what happened just now. I think he's gonna be super careful. So if we tell him, He's probably not gonna act right now.
We're back!
Welcome back. Do you want a cup of tea?
A little
How
bit.
can you be so much like Wriothesley, always drinking tea?
Huh. Actually, now that you mention it, I just remembered something now.
Yeah?
While I was sedated, I could still barely hear two people talking next to me. They were discussing everything, from the leaves to the water and even the teacups themselves.
I see.
Must have been Wriothesley and Seashween.
They are also tea fanatics.
Yeah, I heard one male voice and one female, so it should have been the two of them. They really were just talking about brewing tea.
I really can't make sense of this place.
Me neither.
So, Traveler, Paimon, were you able to learn anything from Wriothesley?
Yeah, he explained everything.
Very well. Then, would you mind checking your answers against my speculations?
Sure. Looney sounds a lot more like his old self. Are you feeling better now?
Yeah, I took the time to rest, so
Yeah.
I'm feeling a
But
lot
he also
more
took the time to
relaxed
rest
now.
and to make sure.
Nobody else is around.
siblings
and
are
Miss
okay,
Seashween
too.
is also busy with something or other. So let's just talk here.
Okay.
All right, then I'll posit my theories. I asked myself 3 questions.
Okay.
Firstly, why was Fremine affected by the primordial seawater? It was because he dove into the sea. My theory is, the long-lost primordial sea is probably very close to the fortress of Meripede.
Yes. We're gonna confirm this, right?
Ooh, he's good. He got that right on the first try.
Yeah.
That's our Linny.
Secondly, Wriothesley's attitude changed dramatically during the course of our stay here. He ignored us completely at first, then suddenly roadblocked us. Why?
Because you got too close to something he
I
needed to
spent
protect.
quite a long time thinking about this. If he has been monitoring the Fatui since the very beginning, he probably ignored us at first because he was hoping we could find Master Child for
Lenny's
him.
so smart. We didn't even tell him
What's
anything
more,
yet.
The fortress of Meripede is not part of Fontaine's court system, nor does it report to Udex Nervulet. Wriothesley is basically the king of a no-man's land.
Kinda.
As long as the fortress doesn't do anything about Master Child's disappearance, Father can use it to pressure the Fontaine authorities. And while the two factions are pitted
Ah, I
against each
see.
other, Wriothesley will be free to move between the parties of interest.
Smart.
If I had to guess, he probably has something that he's working on himself. It's likely related to the secret of the infirmary, but I just can't think of what it could be.
Yeah, what does the infirmary have to do with all of this? I still haven't caught on yet. Lenny's grasp of the big picture is amazing.
You're super smart.
I know, we haven't even told him anything yet, and he's already put
Thanks
everything
so much.
together.
Then finally, there's the last question. If Wriothesley does have a plan, what could it be? All I know for now is that his plan probably has something to do with the changing nature of the seawater. He's even gotten Cloran to help him out. That can't be the full extent of what he's doing. There's probably a secret passageway behind the block in the infirmary, and there's something big in the fortress that most people here never get to see.
Well, he's
He
actually
has
really
a
good.
bargaining chip, and it could be important enough for Father to deal with him directly. I don't have enough information, so I have no idea what his chip might be. But let me guess. You have the last piece of the puzzle.
After some deliberation, you share the information you just learned with Lenny and company. While sharing what you saw, you emphasized that now is not the time for disputes.
I can't
I'm glad they
believe
didn't make
it.
me choose whether to tell them or not, because I really was, but like, it seems we didn't even have to. Like, Lenny figured out the whole thing, almost the whole thing, all by himself. We didn't even have to tell him. We just have to say yes or no. In the sort of way that's like, whether we say yes or no already gives away the true answer. So, yeah, Lenny has us all figured out, you know.
The sea will engulf everyone. Just like the prophecy said.
Yeah, that's right.
Could Wriothesley have wanted to meet Father to figure out a way to deal with this crisis? If you remember, I once mentioned that Father sees the House of the Hearth as her base of operations, and she truly wants to resolve the crisis. But how could Wriothesley have known that?
Well, he's been
Or
watching you
perhaps
guys.
he didn't know and just wanted to bring Father over to his side, which could be why he said
yeah.
he just wanted to negotiate.
It's true.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I understand your concerns as well, Traveler. I'll figure out a way to pass this on to our father. No matter what, we're on your side.
Thanks, Liddy.
The two of you have already aided us far too much. We probably wouldn't be standing here right now if not for you. If you ever need anything else going forward, please come to the House of the Hearth at any time. Though you may not share the sentiment, after all that we've gone through together, the three of us basically see you as family now.
Aww.
You have my gratitude.
You're welcome, Femine.
Thank you for protecting Lenny when it really mattered. And thank you for sharing the secrets of the fortress with us. We didn't think you were going to do it.
Why are you being so formal all of a sudden?
Well, first of all, we didn't even need to share the secrets. You basically spoon-fed... Well, you basically had the answer already, and all we had to do is say yes or no. And the look on our face would give it away. But yeah, of course, we're always happy to help. You know, despite Aether's initial reservations, let's be honest, we've been together with these three since the beginning of the story. And we're gonna be friends from here on out. We're gonna help each other all the way till the end of the story here, for sure. I'm just glad you're all okay, and of course I want to help, because I don't think we have to be enemies, and I think not only does it work out in our interests, but also just as friends, like we should be friends, you know, right? Just for the sake of friendship, we can work together again if necessary.
Given your strength, you might not need our help at all. But if you are ever in danger, we will try our best to protect you.
Thanks.
Aw, the sound of that makes Paimon feel all warm and safe inside.
What was that, Paimon?
Paimon's hungry.
Oh, you've done so much already. Go get some food.
Alright, then we'll catch you guys another time.
Yeah, thank you all so much. How's it going?
I feel like I should try to
What?
become someone more capable
You helped
of
out so
helping.
much.
You're incredibly helpful. Lenny
Yeah.
thinks so too.
Yeah, you two are always telling me not to push myself, but aren't you just like that as well?
I like these three. They get along. They get along so well. Alright, go to the cafeteria. Now, I'm sure something's gonna happen at the cafeteria. I mean, we're going out of our way to eat food again. Specifically in a scene in this game. Very late into the story. Is there anything obvious of note? Oh, I haven't gotten my welfare meal yet today. Okay, let's get that after then.
It's time for dinner. Welfare meals now being served in the coupon cafeteria.
Nice, I've never heard this podcast before.
Come on, let's go pick up ours as well.
Sijuan is there.
Traveler and Paimon, over here.
Hi.
Are you here for dinner too?
I can't believe I know it's just a trank dart, but I can't. Oh, there's Cloran as well.
Opportunity to prepare Miss Cloran's
I
dinner
can't
as
believe
well.
she shot Lenny though.
You're right. She's actually sitting in the fortress cafeteria. What would you like to eat?
We get to choose? I guess she's paying for the meals, so we can have whatever we want, right?
Yep, you can. I've already talked to our chef, Mr. Wolsey. It's all on me today, so you can get whatever you'd like.
Oh, thank you. And all the tasty stuff you have to offer, and all the biggest portion you have to offer. I bet Ether and Paimon are pretty hungry after eating prison food for, even if it's decent prison food, you know. The same kinds of food for, what is it, has it been 45 days yet?
Me too. Don't forget Paimon.
When is their 45-day
No
sentence
problem.
up?
Just leave it to me.
After a while, the meals Sijuan ordered for you arrive. Unlike days prior when you had to rely solely on luck, they're probably really good. Sijuan also brings some drinks to you. They taste a little strange. Okay, the shakes taste pretty terrible. So they're very nutritious, but don't taste very well because that's the whole thing about Sijuan. She's a Melusine and doesn't understand human tastes as well. But the intention was still there, and I appreciate that. Thank you. Amazing. Free dinners are the absolute best.
Paimon's so happy. Paimon wants to feast like this every day. Feeling full yet? How's the food?
Pretty good, right?
Delicious.
Exquisite, thank you. Ignore that other part.
I'm so glad to to see you all so happy. Oh, see, the expression on your face just now? The muscle here just moved, which
Aw.
suggests that you're feeling quite relaxed at the moment.
She can tell.
Sejwin, do you do this to help your patients or to better understand human beings? A bit of both, I suppose. I'm a Melazine, which means I'm very different from human beings. I must know what you're thinking if I want to take good care of you.
Yeah.
You're really good at taking care of people. Even though you're so short, you still talk and act like an older sister. Really? You're reminded of an older sister? That's great to hear. Oh, and what
Yeah.
did you mean back in Wriothesley's office? When you said that you were protecting Linny and his siblings as well?
Protecting them from the
that.
truth.
I just asked His Grace to look out for those children, especially that diver boy. I was getting a bit worried after hearing that something was wrong with the water. Thankfully, Clorand is very strong and managed to save him in the nick of time. His Grace also sealed the pipes after Clorand
Oh.
left, to make sure that Linny wouldn't impulsively chase after his brother.
So that's what she meant. That's what she meant when she said, I don't think I could have saved two. She wouldn't have been able to save Lenny if Lenny went to chase after Femine.
Although the path was blocked, we still stationed some guards there to stop anyone from approaching. They were instructed to only open the door once Miss Clorand had returned. Oh, and I was keeping an eye on Mr. Linny as well. We had to press him, but we couldn't allow him to be in any real danger.
So that's why you shot
You
him.
were all super considerate and really thought everything through.
But it's okay, because once the
It's
tranquilizer
just what we do
wore off,
down
he
here
was
at the
fine again.
fortress. At least this has been His Grace's style for as long as he's been the leader. Oh, I really wish Monsieur Nervula would come down here more often too. I feel like he'd like it here, with all the darkness and chaos.
Yeah, that's true. That doesn't make sense at all. It's hard to imagine Nivula outside of his office. Not only that, but darkness and chaos seems very different from the Nivula that we know. You know, he's drinking water and is, you know, he's the one who calls order in the court. He basically eliminates all the chaos. So very interesting. I've caught on to what she said there. Interesting.
Get a good night's rest, you two. You both worked very hard.
Thanks. When are we being released from prison again? 45 days, but like, when? Clorand.
Clorand!
Ah, it's you two.
Hi.
How's dinner?
It's alright. Miss Sejwin really put in a lot of effort.
Yeah.
So we heard that Wriothesley invited you to come down to help, and you saved Fremine too. You sure work super fast.
Oh, it was child's play.
Still, Paimon didn't know even champion duelists could take on side jobs.
Yeah, it's basically doing
Underwater
mercenary
eating
work,
with
right?
Sejwin and the Duke.
Very
Won't
busy
you get
life.
bored eating by yourself?
Miss Sejwin was with you, and the Duke has business of his own.
Actually, didn't Navia say that you went out for dinner with her as well?
Yeah. First time in a long time.
First time in a long time? So you mean you've gone out to dinner with her in the past?
In the past, yes. You seem to be enjoying yourselves here.
Well, it's all thanks to Nivula. This is technically a work trip for us too.
Things will
That's
be
true.
getting messy at the fortress soon.
Things will be
Don't
getting
run around
messy. Oh no.
unnecessarily.
Oh no. She said things are going to be messy. That does not sound like a good thing. So we don't want things to be messy down here. We just heard that there's a calamity waiting underneath this fortress to just burst forth and happen. And, you know, we'd really like for things to not be disturbed here. Any more than they already have. Alright, let's see.
So much has happened. Paimon just feels
I know,
absolutely
it's been a very
exhausted now
long
that
day,
she's finally
hasn't it?
relaxed. Paimon's super sleepy. Are you sleepy too?
Yeah, I'm also getting there. That's the thing, is like, we still have Child's vision. We still sometimes see dreams from him. We don't know where he is. We don't know what happened to him. That's the thing. We've gone through this whole thing about the primordial sea down there, and like this, basically this cataclysm about to happen right now. And yet we're gonna sleep peacefully, and yet we don't know what happened to Child, and what any of this has to do with him, other than the fact that something in the fortress was calling to him. And it definitely has something to do with water and primordial water and the abyss. I think that we're here to search for Child, but he's also the missing piece that's going to put all the puzzle pieces of all of our information together. Like, somehow with all this goal, the goal of this information is to find him, and yet instead he's going to be the thing that makes all the information make sense. We gotta find him. Oh, sleepy Fontaine! He fell asleep so fast. Wow, she really immediately fell asleep.
Delicious. I'm on 1 seconds for free.
Good night. Aww.
Out of my way! Get out of my way!
Uh-oh.
What happened? Why is everyone running? No idea, but something must have happened. Stop asking!
Uh-oh, are we evacuating?
Who's yelling?
I
I'm
knew
on
it.
to sleep.
What's that sound? I know, Wriothesley just told us about a literal disaster waiting to happen underneath the fortress. But we're just gonna go to sleep and relax because there's nothing we can do about it, right? Is that what happened here? Paimon, wake up! We need to go out and see what's going on. Oh no. You hear that? There's alarms going off. The fire alarm. Or a flood alarm. Or a tsunami alarm. This sounds like a tsunami. No, tsunami alarm is even longer.
Everyone running around. Hey, what are you doing?
There's no time to explain, mate. Goodbye.
Hey.
Goodbye? Oh no.
What's wrong with these people? They
The
won't
music
even
is so
talk to
intense.
us.
You know, Paimon, maybe we should see why they're running.
There you are! Oh, thank
Please still.
goodness!
Hello. Oh, you guys are Child's buddies, right? Oh, no, you guys are the gossip guys. Yeah, gossip guys. Do you know what's going on?
Especially to inform you. Something seems to have gone terribly wrong just now. His Grace is telling everyone to evacuate and get out of here. Laveroon was saying you two are new here and you don't have many friends, so you might slip through the cracks. Haven't you heard all the stories like that?
Oh, this music is so
successfully
cool.
completed. Yet you only find out once you
Sounds
do a
like
head
boss
count
music.
that 1 or 2 people are missing.
Wait, weren't you the one who brought that up? Why is it suddenly my idea?
Hey, shut up!
Doesn't matter, we're gonna
Okay,
die if we
whatever.
don't
The
get
point
moving.
is, you should come with us.
You said His Grace said to evacuate outwards. Oh no.
Yeah, he said to get as far away as
No,
possible.
this is not
upwards and
good.
outwards.
Then that means whatever happened must have happened down below. Oh no, isn't the gate at the very bottom?
Can't be that thing.
Whoa, wait, what? What? Hey, where are you going?
We have to
I don't know, but you guys need to go too.
Go and get out. Go on without us.
Hey,
That's us.
Hey, be careful!
That's us. We love to run headfirst into danger.
Upwards and outwards, upwards and outwards. If you're already at the topmost layer, then try to move as far outwards as possible.
Is the water coming up already? Not yet. There's still some guy standing down there. Yeah, you guys better run.
Please evacuate
Get out of here, everyone!